Hi, my name is Kelsey, and I'm a teaching artist in the PACE Arts program, an arts integration program of the Acadiana Center for the Arts and the Lafayette Parish School System in Lafayette, Louisiana. Today, we're going to be learning about different landforms, and we're going to use them to tell a story about our treasure hunt. You are going to need a piece of paper and a pencil later on in the video. We're going to go ahead and get started with a warm-up using our non-locomotor movement words. These are moves that stay in one place. So everybody reach your hands up to the sky super tall, as high as you can, and then reach your arms down to the floor. Reach your arms out to the side, really big, and reach your arms out in front. Reach your arms behind you. Reach your elbows to the sky. Reach your elbows to the floor. Reach your elbows to the side. Reach, reach, reach. Reach your elbows in front. Reach your elbows behind you. Now reach your hips to the side. Reach your hips to this side. Reach your hips to the front. And reach your hips behind you. Reach your knees to the front and try to balance. Big reaches. Reach your knee to this side and this side. Very nice. Reach your tongue to the ceiling. Reach your tongue to the side. Other side. Very nice. Reach your toe to the front. Other toe. Very nice. On to our next word. I want you to just sway your head really slow, side to side. Sway your shoulders. Sway your hips side to side. Sway your knees side to side. Sway your arms really big side to side. Perfect swaying, thank you. Now bounce. Bounce just your head up and down. Bounce, bounce. Bounce your shoulders. Very nice. Bounce your knees. Bounce your heels off the ground. Bounce your toes off the ground. Perfect. Now wiggle just your nose. Wiggle your whole face. Wiggle your shoulders. Wiggle your head. Wiggle just your fingers. Wiggle your tummy. Wiggle your hips. Wiggle your knees. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your whole body. And freeze. Wiggle. And freeze. Very good. Now I want you to grow your arms really slow. Growing just your arms. Now melt just your fingers. Melt those fingers. Melt your arms. Melt your shoulders. Melt your spine. Melt your knees. Melt all the way to the floor. And then start to grow really slowly. Really slow. Very nice. Now give me one jump and one spin. 2 jumps, 2 spins. 1 jump, 1 spin. Perfect. Shake it out. And freeze. And now we are warm and ready to move. Now we're going to start looking at the landforms. Now we're going to see what they look like, how we can show them with movement, but then we're going to look at how you might move through those landforms. What are some things you might do to get through them or move around them? So first up, we have the mountain. Now, if I wanted to make the shape of a mountain, that's pretty simple. I might do something like this, or I could do something like this. You can make a mountain a lot of ways. If I wanted to make a gesture for a mountain, I could show it like this, or maybe like this. But now I want to think about if I needed to move around that mountain or over that mountain, what could I do? First, I would probably try climbing it. So, try with me. You can try climbing that mountain, and you have a long way to go. So, try climbing with me. Maybe you get to the other side and you wiggle down that mountain. Perfect. You could also maybe run up that mountain. Maybe you are so strong and awesome, you can run up the mountain. You try it. And then maybe we get to the top and we're pretty tired. So you decide to walk slowly. Walk slowly down that mountain. Perfect. That's what that might look like if you had to navigate that mountain. Next, we have a volcano. Super exciting. I want to show my volcano like this. Perfect. You try to think of a way to show what a volcano might do or look like. Maybe I'm just the lava inside, so come down with me. And we're gonna be the lava. Ready? Explode! Perfect. Now, if I have to move around that volcano, that might be a little tricky. You probably want to do it pretty quickly. Let's say it's getting ready to erupt. So I should probably run around that volcano. Start over here. Ready, run! Perfect. Or maybe the lava's already started coming down the sides and you have to hop from rock to make your way around it. So, careful, the floor is lava and there's only rocks that you can hop on to move around it. Be really careful. Hop with me. And we made it. Perfect. The next landform I want to talk about is a plateau. Now remember, a plateau comes up on the sides like this, and it's flat on top. Try with me. Up on the sides and flat on top. I could show that like this. Or I could maybe be a plateau like this. I go up on the sides and I'm flat on top. If I need to make it over that plateau, I might climb up just a little bit, tiptoe across the top, and then climb down the other side. Perfect. Next, we have an island. So, on an island, there's this one piece of land in the middle, and then there's water all around. You try. Have a seat and sit still in the middle and show the water all around. Perfect. Now, if I wanted to get off that island, there's not a whole lot of ways to do that. Number one, you could swim. Maybe you're a fantastic swimmer. So show me. You could swim like this. You try. Or maybe we have the backstroke. Or maybe you have a boat on hand. Grab your oar and let's row. Row away from your island. Row, row, row. Perfect. Next we have a valley. That's a long way down. So I should probably do something pretty slow. Maybe I'm creeping down the valley. Creep really slow. And then I have to climb my way out. Climb your way out of that valley. Perfect. Maybe you have a desert. Just not a whole lot of things going on in the desert. It's just flat and sand. But it's kind of hard to walk in sand. It's not like the normal ground. So let's try walking slowly. You're probably pretty hot. So walk slowly through that desert until you make it to the other side. Perfect. And then we have a few different forms of water. The first one is the ocean. We know that waves look like this. But if you needed to navigate through the ocean, we have some options. First, you might just float. You might just float up and down. You might ride the waves of that ocean. You try. Ride those waves up and down. Maybe you have a boat on hand. So we can row, just like we did away from our island. You can row through the ocean. We also have a river. Now rivers have this current going through. So if you're floating through the river, it might look something like this. Perfect. Next, you have a lake. If I needed to make it through the lake, which is just a circle of water, there are no waves, it's not moving, so you could probably just swim. Let's try swimming like this. Circle your arms through and swim through the lake. Perfect. And if you're in Louisiana like me, you might see a swamp. Now, to get through that swamp, we have some options. You might be in your pirogue. Paddle your way through, friends. Or maybe you have some hip waders on, in which case you just push those weeds back as you pass by your alligator friends. Try it till we make it through the swamp. And lastly, we have that waterfall. You try. Now, if you need to navigate that waterfall, what would you do? We have options. Number one, not recommended, but we're pretending. You could jump. So get to the edge of that waterfall and make a big jump. Perfect. Now for the treasure hunt part of our lesson, you're going to need a piece of paper. It could be any color. I happen to have this blue piece of paper, but it could be white. And you're going to stand it up tall like this. And then you're going to fold it in half like this, hamburger style. So I'm going to go ahead, fold this paper in half. So my paper looks like this. Now I have a half piece of paper, and then I'm going to go ahead and fold it again in half. So now I have this one skinny piece of paper like this. Now you're going to open it back up. So now you have 4 sections on your paper. 1, 2, 3, 4. You need 4 sections on your paper for your treasure hunt story. Now, let's get started. So you're going to use those 4 sections to draw your treasure hunt story. Now, I went ahead and drew my story, but I'm going to explain to you about what comes in each section of your paper. So we have 4 sections, 1, 2, 3, and 4. In the first section, I drew a picture of me, this is me, and my treasure hunt map. Now, in this section, you could draw a picture of maybe who you're bringing on your treasure hunt with you. Maybe you have a map. Maybe you're packing a backpack of things you might need on this treasure hunt. So you can go ahead, pause this if you need to, and in your first section, draw a picture of how your treasure hunt begins. Now, in the second section, I picked 1 landform, so all those landforms we talked about, pick just one for one that you might encounter on your treasure hunt journey. For me, this was a river. So I run across a river on my treasure hunt journey, so I drew just a little picture of a river running through this section. This could be anything, volcano, mountain, valley, it's up to you. So pause if you need and draw a picture of your first landform. In the third section, I drew a picture of another landform. This is actually a volcano. So next, I encountered a volcano on my treasure hunt journey. This could be any landform, up to you, an island, an ocean, a desert. In your third section, you're going to draw a picture of another landform that you come across on your treasure hunt journey. Pause if you need to and fill out the third section of your paper. And in the last section, this is where you find the treasure. So I drew a picture of the X, a treasure box, and a shovel to dig it up. This could be you celebrating. This could be maybe the treasure that you find or how you get to it. So in your fourth section, draw a picture of what it's like when you find your treasure. That makes up our treasure hunt story. Now last but not least, we have to act out this treasure hunt story. So you have this whole story about how you make it to the treasure, but we're going to now act it out. In the first section, I found a map. So what would that look like? I'm going to pick up this map, unroll it. Imagine my surprise! And now I'm ready to go on my treasure hunt. And then in the next section, I encountered the river. Now, I have a boat on hand, so I'm going to row down my river on my treasure hunt journey. Next, there was a volcano. The floor is lava, so I hop from rock to make it all the way around this volcano. And then I made it to the end. I grabbed my shovel and I'm digging to find my treasure box. A box with treasure. X marks the spot. I open it up and jump because I'm so excited. Now, I want you to take some time and act out your treasure hunt story. Think about how you might navigate those landforms and how you could show what's happening on your journey. We'll be posting a new lesson every day at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for kindergarten, first, and second grades, each tied to the academic curriculum. Some lessons will be in visual arts and some in creative movement, so be sure to come back and make art with us tomorrow. If you're interested in supporting programs like this, you can donate to the Acadiana Center for the Arts, the nonprofit who manages the PACE program, using the link in the description. Help keep our teaching artists working, share our videos, and keep making art.